So now we're at my teacher laptop, and in order to start with 3D printing, we want to go to the Affinia Studio shortcut. This always pops up and says, do you want to use the 3D printer, basically. We're going to say yes, and go straight into build. Now, sometimes this will not be initialized, so before you can do anything, you have to click Initialize Printer and say OK. So you should hear some different clicks and pops and fans and things as it starts to go through and calibrate and make sure that it is where it thinks that it is. And then you're going to go into the little toolbox down here after it finishes initializing. And we're going to say to preheat, because we want that glass bed to be hot enough that the plastic is going to stick to it. So we're going to say 45 minutes, which is too long, but that's okay. And we will confirm. Now, if you want to change the color of the plastic spool, you would come in here and say withdraw. And after it beeps a couple times, it would start to push the plastic back out for you, and it should snap back up to the top of the spool. And you click extrude, pull down the plastic that you want to use, put into the same hole the other one came out of after it starts beeping, and then you're good to go. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to hit confirm to preheat. Okay, and then I want to go and just add my part. But if you notice, when I click here, it doesn't recognize that the shared drive is one of the drives on here, even though the other folder does. So, as a little workaround for this, we're instead going to go to a little folder icon down at the bottom of your screen. We're going to open up the shared drive from here. So if I go to this PC, I can get into the shared drive. There's BCHS. There is the Industrial Tech, CAD, TOPS, and I'm going to right-click that, go down to Copy, scroll up to the top of this, go to my desktop, and I'm going to paste it onto my desktop. It's not the best solution, but for now it's the one that I have. So now that it's on my desktop, I should be able to come back to this and say, look in the desktop. There's my Thorn top. Click open. And there it is. And that's actually the way that I want to print this. I should make sure, by clicking this, that it is setting down on the table. And it was. So nothing really changed when I click that. So I'm ready to click print. You want to check and see how hot this stuff is. This is around 70, so that should be okay. This is the tip, which is where the plastic's going to be coming out of. It doesn't start heating up until we click print. So we're going to say print, and under preferences, we're going to make sure a couple things are checked. First off, we don't want a raft, but we do want support. So we're going to uncheck the no support. Alright. The other stuff I think we're going to leave as it is. So hit confirm. And here, so we're not wasting too much of the material, we're going to switch to a lighter fill. So it's still going to be solid around the letters. It's going to have a minimum wall thickness. I think I might even say in here. The surface is going to be 3 layers. So anytime that we have a surface like this, or around here, or around the letters, it's 3 layers thick that's just solid. And then the inside is going to look like this, where it's going to be spaced apart, and it's not going to use as much plastic, so it won't cost as much to print. We're going to go ahead and click print. And here it starts to say that it's short of material. That's because of the way that we have it set up. I haven't told it how many rolls I actually have up above it. It just thinks there's 1. So click yes to continue. It looks like I have plenty. Okay. And it says it's going to take about 33 minutes, 59 seconds, and use about 6 grams of material. I'm going to stop that momentarily and check and see how fast of a print job we had. So that's the one other thing you can change. Quality. We'll change this from normal to fast. So I know you have a whole class period to do this, but you may have other people waiting behind you. And try and print one more time. Still print, yes. Okay, and it's not that much different. 30 minutes, 3 seconds, same amount of material. I'll go and click OK. Now as this tip continues to heat up, you'll see these numbers increasing. So if you're worried why is the printer just sitting there not doing anything, it is still doing something. It's prepping things up here. And in the next half hour, we should have our part ready to print. So if you guys are using your time wisely, you should be able to print off 2 parts per class period. And you can see this one once it's finished.